Uh, let's talk about technology in the world of microgreen and microgreen farming efficiency. I know there's a lot of people out there say you don't need technology. You don't, uh, but it does help. Technology does help you advance in whatever you're doing. So, like automatic watering systems can help you. That's something that is probably last on most people's list because of the expense of it. But it's something that can help you grow faster because you don't need as much labor there, and they can spend labor somewhere else down the road. When you get to a certain level, you definitely would want to look at maybe an automatic watering system, or if you can find some cheap blood trays and be able to build it yourself. That's also something you could do. Buy some secondhand ones. You don't have to buy brand new ones. They're not bad secondhand. So if you can do stuff like that, using LED grow lights over some other lights that are not as efficient. So definitely that light timers efficiency there. That's something everybody should have right away is light timers. So you don't have to go
Yeah,
shut the lights on and off.
100%.
That's annoying, right?
Yeah.
We've been there, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. We went straight to smart timers or smart, plugs anyway, on purpose.
Yes.
It's nice being able to turn them on from wherever you are because if the power goes out for
You
whatever
know,
reason, you can't. I mean, especially if you're remote, you can't turn them back on until you go in.
yeah.
So it's a whole lot easier being able to just pull it up on my phone. I can pull up the cameras in the shop and say, "All right, turn this one on, turn that one on," and watch all the lights literally turn back on. Which is really nice. So yeah, having smart plugs, that's the best. I mean, that's probably out of
Yeah.
all the technology upgrades that are really cheap to do, that's
Yes.
the one you wanna go because then
Agreed.
you're getting consistent lighting no matter what. I mean, timers are okay, but if the power goes out, then your timer is let's say it goes off for 4 hours, now your timers are 4 hours behind every single day, unless you think to change them back, where a smart timer is just gonna automatically pick up, that 4 hours were taken away, and it'll pick it up
Mhm.
correctly the next day, so, yeah,
Yep.
it's just something to think about, but they're really cheap, you can buy them in packs on Amazon, I highly recommend that for sure.
Yes, that is the number one technology you should have for sure. From the beginning, yes.
Yeah.
And they're not that expensive to buy one, and you can grow into it. So keep buying more as you build racks and stuff and everything else. So and smart control timers as well for climate control. You want that as well. You want to add that into on whatever climate control you have. If you have an external air conditioner, heater, or dehumidifier stuff, plug them into them as well. So they'll reset and go right back to where they were at instead of just going off and being off forever when the power goes out.
Yeah.
Because they're plugged. We have that right
Yeah.
now. We don't have the way it's set up with our space. We don't have the fans tied into the smart timers. So if the power goes out, which unfortunately has happened 4 times here since we've been here, annoying. We got to remember to turn the fans back on because they don't automatically come on because they're not in that space. So we're working on that and trying to do some electrical upgrades, but so we can have that because we got to remember that. And there's sometimes we're like, why is there no airflow? Oh yeah, we didn't turn the fans back on from the power going out. So got to keep
Yeah.
that in mind as well. So definitely, I'm sure you got all your stuff connected to all your smart timers, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, for the same reason. I mean, the one thing I don't have that I wish I did, and it's just because I knew we wouldn't be in this space for very long, was some kind of a smart HVAC control as well, like an Ecobee or something along those lines
Yeah.
for the heating and air conditioning, just to make sure we could set that remotely or keep an eye on it remotely. That would be nice to have. They're a lot more expensive, unfortunately, than some of the more, obviously way more expensive than the plugs,
Yeah.
especially if you have to pay an HVAC technician to install it. It definitely can add up pretty fast, but it's handy having cameras. It's handy to be able to see, remotely. We can arm and disarm our alarm remotely for the same reason. There's a whole bunch of different things that are in place,
Yep.
but it's definitely worth having those smart plugs for sure. It's a cheap way to put automation into your system.
Yep. For sure. Yeah. Using them tools to stay efficient is big, and you don't have to necessarily be there to take care of them. Like you can do them from your phone wherever you're at. Stuff goes off. If you have a power outage, if you're not in the building or you're not at the location, right away. So it's a also advantage there. So um, using online tools to stay efficient.